But today, we are going to be cooking. We're going to grill again. We're going to make some lemon pepper chicken tenders. To go alongside that, we're going to have something that I love, and that is grilled cabbage. I've got a small red cabbage, which I don't like to call it red because it's purple. But anyway, we're going to cut it into wedges, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to actually grill it, and then we're going to make a bacon vinaigrette to go on top of it, one of my favorites. Then for dessert, we are going to have some delicious grilled these are actually South Carolina peaches. We're going to grill them, and then we're going to drizzle them with some honey, and you could serve it with ice cream, put maybe a little mint on there, be delicious. But actually the first thing we're going to get started with is the cabbage, because it's going to take the longest. So all I did was take off the outer leaves and trim off the bottom. You want to cut through that core because you don't want to remove that core, because that's what's going to keep all your leaves together. So I like to cut it into thinner wedges so that it grills a little quicker. But make sure you do get a little bit of that core in every piece so that it'll stay together on the grill. And any little loose pieces, just set to the side, chop those up and put them in a salad. That's what I do. I love red cabbage in a salad. This one I'll cut in half. It'll be enough. And I'll just save this for some salad because I love it. Now, what you want to do is drizzle both sides with some olive oil or canola oil or whatever kind of oil you have. Sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. Make sure your grill is hot. A little bit of pepper. Turn it over and do the same to the other side. Any little loose pieces, it's okay. We'll save those for a salad or slaw. You can make a delicious coleslaw out of red cabbage. I love grilled cabbage. You can take a green head of cabbage and cut it into cabbage steaks or wedges just like I'm doing. Just make sure you keep that core in your cabbage steak and then grill it. It's delicious. You don't have to make the dressing if you don't want to, but I'm telling you, it's delicious. So let's go over here to the grill. Now I've already got my grill hot and I've got it preheated and it's hot. Gonna burn my eyes. I'm gonna put my cabbage down. Hear that sizzle? We're gonna let that go for just a few minutes. And I need a little shelf out here. And we're gonna start on our bacon. Now my grill has a little burner on the side. If yours does not have that burner, then you can cook it, make sure that your skillet is a metal, a good heavy-duty metal, not the nonstick and not the thin stuff. You want a good heavy-duty metal skillet, or even a cast iron would be fine. And I'm going to turn that eye on. If you don't have the eye, again, just put it on your grill. It'll be fine. And I have here some bacon that I like to go ahead and cut my bacon up before I cook it. This is pretty lean bacon, so I might add just a tiny, tiny bit of olive oil in the beginning. Just want to cook it till it's crisp. If you cut it ahead of time, it's just a little bit easier to crumble at the end, because you want it in pieces. Because remember, we're making a warm vinaigrette dressing. And then just get your bacon in your skillet and let it go. It's gonna be delicious. I mean, what doesn't taste good with bacon? Everything tastes good with bacon. Now, I'm just gonna let that go. Make Make sure my eye's on, and it is. If you have a cast iron, use your cast iron. That would be delicious too. And I'm gonna, at the end, I wanted to show you this. I have some leftover green onions that I'm actually gonna save a couple of them for the dressing. But these are delicious grilled, and you know, don't let them go to waste. So we will cut off, maybe a little bit of the green. I need a cutting board here. I'll use this one since no meat has touched it yet. I'm gonna save them. I'm not gonna put them on yet because they just take a minute. But I love onions on the grill. I don't want all of the green because that will for sure burn. But we'll just set those to the side. While I've got it out, I'll go ahead and cut up these two for the dressing. We're gonna saute them in the bacon fat. I hear it over there. Yum, 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 yum. I love bacon vinaigrettes on salads of all kinds. A spinach salad with just baby spinach and a sliced good apple sliced up real thin, and then make a warm bacon vinaigrette, just like what I'm making today, is divine. So, 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 so delicious, and I did not bring out enough. So let me put it in here. We'll put it in here till I'm ready for it, because I'm not ready for it right yet. Let's check our bacon, because we certainly do not want that to burn. Let's check our bacon over here. Oh yeah, perfect. If you're looking to purchase a new grill, I do advise you to try to find one that has that little side burner if you do grilling as much as I grill, because it really is very, very handy to have. Let's check our cabbage steaks and turn them over. See, that's perfect. So good. So hot. Oh goodness, look how good that looks. Those grill marks, so delicious. And if you get little pieces like that that come off, it's all right. Still gonna taste good. We'll just leave those alone for a minute. Put these over here. I certainly will eat them. Yum. All righty. Now, I'm just gonna cook this bacon up. Let that go. I'm gonna take these off in just a second. I'm gonna take a quick break, clean up. When I come back, we will get the chicken ready to go on the grill, because it just takes a few minutes because I'm using chicken tenders. So let's get cleaned up. When I come back, we'll get... Okay, now our cabbage is done, and all I did was take it off the grill. That's all I did, and put it on my serving platter. And we'll set that to the side for a few minutes. Now let's get started on our chicken tenders. There's a couple of ways that you can do these. You can make little foil packets like we do with the potatoes and onions. Just put your chicken tenders in a foil package. You can do that, or you can just grill them, which is what I'm going to do. I've got one of these disposable little grill pans so that they don't fall through. And I think I bought way too many chicken tenders. That one actually has a little bone on it, so let's get that cut off. For sure. I don't believe I've ever seen that on a chicken tender. Might ought to check these. I'll do this many and see where we are. Now, you want to add a little bit of olive oil. I don't know, a couple tablespoons or so. A little bit of pepper. And a little bit of my blend that I'm using of the lemon pepper does not have salt in it. And so lemon pepper, all over them. Make sure they get all over. And then I'm going to lay them on my little tray, which I have sprayed with nonstick cooking spray. I hear my bacon over there cooking away. Let's see how many we need. These little disposable grill trays are really handy when you are cooking things that are smaller and that could fall through the grates. You don't want your food to fall through the grates. If you're doing shrimp or vegetables, or in this case, chicken tenders, which these probably wouldn't fall through the grate, but I don't feel like babysitting them enough to keep it from happening. So I'm just going to put it on my little tray. They're really handy. Okay, that's it. And what I'm going to do is just put this whole thing straight on the grill. Glove and all. My gloves got caught on it. Let me take these chicken gloves off. I'm using them today because I'm outside and I don't have a sink out here. And let's get the tray situated. There we go. And I'll just put these in the refrigerator for another day. And we'll get those inside to the refrigerator quickly. Alrighty, now let's check our bacon, because I hear it. Let's see. Oh, yes. Look at that. Yum, 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 yum. Turn it down just a little bit. What we're making is our vinaigrette for our cabbage wedges. I'm going to add those green onions that I chopped up earlier. Some pepper. The bacon is salty enough. I don't think we need to add any more to that. I'm going to saute those onions. Turn my heat down. Now I'm going to add some red wine vinegar, just plain red wine vinegar. Step back when you add vinegar because sometimes the moisture will cause it to splatter up. Be careful. You hear that sizzle? And what you want to do is use that vinegar to scrape up the bottom of your pan. You see how that just loosens all of that delicious fond off the bottom of the pan? That's flavor. You don't want to leave that behind. Okay. Couple of tablespoons or so. And then caraway seed. Now caraway seed is the match made in heaven for cabbage. I like the whole caraway. I love it. So I've got probably a good tablespoon in there, but you use as much or as little as you want. If you don't have caraway, I mean, you can leave it out, but it really does add a whole lot of flavor. Let's add just a little bit more olive oil because I am making a vinaigrette. And that is done. Your dressing for your cabbage wedges is done. I'm just going to leave it on the stove to keep cooking, or just keep warm rather, until I'm ready to serve. Let's get this out of the way, and we will wipe off our mess that I've made. Messy even outside, aren't I? Alrighty, now let's check our chicken. You know what? I think I'm going to sprinkle it with just a little bit more of the lemon pepper. This is delicious on fish too. Salmon. And you could totally put salmon on the grill like this, on one of these little grill trays. Would be yummy. Okay? And I'm going to turn them over. These are tenders, so they're going to cook quick. Remember that. I think I'm going to turn that off. It's hot enough out here that I think I'm going to be fine. Sure. I like just cooking my whole meal outside if I possibly can. Okay, let's get these all flipped over. I'm gonna have to turn my tray around because it's hot. That's another thing about these little trays that's handy. If you need to flip stuff, you can flip the front half, turn it around, and save yourself some potential burns, and definitely save yourself from touching the hot heat that comes off of these grills. I have this on high for my grill. Let's push that back a little bit more. And those just need to cook. Oh, they smell so good. And again, if you wanted to make maybe like a hobo pack, as they call them, and or maybe you're cooking on an open fire. I've done these before on an open fire where maybe you've got an old grate on it that you're putting your food. You can totally use non-stick aluminum foil and make a big square, put 2 or 3 whatever serving size of the chicken tenders inside that foil with maybe a pat of butter, some salt and pepper, your lemon pepper oil. You could also add in your vegetables if you wanted to. You could, and make a 1-pouch meal. So easy if you're out in the woods, maybe you're camping or whatever you're doing and you just want to have a quick, delicious meal. You could totally do that over a campfire too. You could do all this over a campfire. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, clean up. When I come back, we are going to get started on one of my favorite things to eat, and that's peaches. So let's get cleaned up, and when I come back, we'll start on our peaches. I'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, now our chicken is almost done, our cabbage is done, our dressing is done, just staying warm. Now let's get started on dessert. Now I have here, these are Freestone peaches. And if you don't know the difference, there's Freestone and clean. Clean peaches, you're not able to do this. You see how that just totally freed away from the pit? On a clean peach, it won't come off like that. So you want to take a spoon and kind of work around that peach pit, or a knife, whatever you have that will work. And you want to take that out. And you've got peach halves. You only have to do that on 1/2 of it, obviously. Take a knife, go around the center, put your hand and twist them in opposite directions. That one came out easy, but that one has a little weird looking spot, so I'm going to take that out of that side. Each peach will be different. In the summertime, when peaches are in season, I literally could eat my weight in them. They got to be the kind that, like these are, I mean, drip down your chin, eat them over the sink or wear a bib kind of peach. Love them, love them, love them. There's a little, I don't remember the number of the exit, but in Savannah, Georgia, right off of the interstate is a little fruit stand right beside the McDonald's, and where they have a lot of hotels and stuff. They have the best peaches, and when they are in season, oh my goodness. I remember one year, first year I found them, we were on our way to Florida, and we stopped, and I tasted one, and let me tell you, I bought a little pouch to take with me. On the way home, we stopped at that same place, and I bought a big old bushel of them. and I brought them home with me. Those were the best peaches I have ever eaten in my life. But now we have some local farm stands, and I'm sure you do too wherever you are, that sell either Georgia peaches, South Carolina peaches. And one little hint for you, pick up your peaches. If they don't smell like a peach, do not buy it, because they're not going to taste like a peach. See, these have that delicious, sweet, wonderful, peachy aroma. If they don't smell like a peach, they are not going to taste like a peach. So don't buy it. Just don't. And thank me later, because you're not going to waste your money. I'm telling you. But you get one that smells juicy and delicious and messy like these are, you are rewarded with one of life's greatest little tastes, in my opinion. Now, I love them just fresh, just like that. I mean, I could sit and eat every one of those in not about tonight. But grilling them is a whole nother flavor, and it's so good. And we're going to grill these cut side down. I don't need those right yet. We're going to put them cut side down on clean grates. And the natural sugars in the peaches are going to caramelize. Now, we're not cooking them per se. We are just kind of getting them a little warm to where they're going to just taste divine. Let them go for about a minute, maybe two, and that's all you need. And you will be rewarded with a delicious, delicious flavor. Let's get our chicken off. I believe it's probably done. Let's check it. Yeah, look how pretty those look. I'm going to give them one more minute. They're gorgeous. I mean, who doesn't like a good chicken tender? So good. And by putting them on this little grate, they just get that little brown coating that's so delicious. Yum. Those are done. Let's take our dressing off. Make sure that's not too hot. And let's go over to our grilled cabbage wedges. And we're going to just put our dressing down over the cabbage. Love it. Absolutely love it. Telling you, this is delicious. And it's great room temperature. If you've never had grilled cabbage, go buy a head of cabbage and grill it. You will love it. Now, let's get our chicken off, because it's done. Just going to put it on the plate right beside my cabbage. So good. Get it off of there. You could have some grilled corn on the cob with this, or grilled potatoes, or not at all. Just have this. It's delicious. But look at that. That is one good looking grilled meal. Now, well, I shouldn't have used those tongs. That was for my peach, that lemon pepper. We don't want that on our peach. Let's see where we are. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get our batter. You just want to get them warm with a little bit of a grill mark on them. Oh, so good. Love peaches. In case you didn't notice, if you've watched this program for any length of time, you know this fact. I love fruit. I love fruit. It just, of all kinds. I'm not crazy about pineapple, oddly enough. And I don't care for cantaloupe. Is that not weird? I love the smell of cantaloupe, but I don't like the flavor. I don't know. While I've got an empty spot, I'm just going to oil these onions and pop them on my grill. They just take a minute. That's totally not necessary, but I have them. I don't want to waste them, so I'm going to cook them. All right. Now, with your peaches, You could sprinkle them with a little bit of cinnamon if you wanted. But what I like to do is just a touch of honey, a little bit of honey over each one. Maybe a scoop of vanilla ice cream in the center would be delicious. Or butter pecan ice cream, whatever kind of ice cream you like. And you've got yourself one delicious platter of peaches. So there you go. Our onions will just take a minute. Just grill them till they're slightly charred. They're just very, very easy to cook. So here we go. I have a wonderful grilled cabbage with a bacon vinaigrette over top. We've got our lemon pepper chicken tenders that we grilled on our disposable grill plate, but you could make those in the hobo pack if you wanted to, or you could totally lay them on a sheet pan and bake them in the oven, but I love to cook outside. So, and we got to move, nothing wrong. Love hamburgers and hot dogs. Love them. Absolutely love grilled hamburgers and hot dogs. But sometimes you just want to have something a little different. And our wonderful peaches that we grilled and we drizzled with a little bit of honey. Thank you for joining with me. I'm going to grab my onions, then I'm going to eat. Thank you for joining with me, and I will see you next time on Everyday Manna.
The beautiful and legendary Mountain Harbor Inn Resort on the Lake, located right on Douglas Lake in Danvers, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from Pigeon Forge. My name is Billy Inman. My wife Kathy and I are the owners of this beautiful resort. The resort was named one of the top 10 resorts in the world in 2014 and also inducted into the TripAdvisor's Hall of Fame in 2016, which means we had to earn a certificate of excellence 5 years in a row.